for the 2, set, hut. It's still on. Welcome back to another video. Odds are you've never been to my channel before. Today we're going to be concocting the most perfect Mario Kingdom American football team. I'm not just talking about all the characters that everybody knows. I'm talking about I went through every single character to find the perfect candidates for each position. The Mario Kingdom also includes the Donkey Kong characters, okay? Because we've seen in the movie, we've seen in the games that they are from the same kingdom. And the rule is I can't use the same character even if it's a different power-up or costume, okay? So Cat Mario and Mario, they're the same characters, okay? With that being said, let's build us a team. All right, let's start off with one of the most important American football positions, and that is the quarterback. Now, there are two options I could have gone with, okay? And that is Donkey Kong and Birdo. All right, we know the throwing capabilities of what Donkey Kong has, okay? We've seen it firsthand in the very first Mario appearance, Donkey Kong. If he has the strength and power to pick up a 100-pound barrel and chuck it down a ladder, imagine what he can do with a football. I mean, he's fast and strong and just perfectly well-rounded for this position. The only con I can think of is that he's used to throwing barrels like this, okay? I don't know how well he can use, just one hand to throw a football. He can probably chuck that thing 100 yards, okay? But I don't know if it's gonna be spiraling all over the place. It's not gonna be that perfect, bullet, okay? So we're gonna have to have some versatile wide receivers. Now, my second option was Birdo, okay? We know Birdo has a heater, okay? All we gotta do is just waffle stomp that football into her nose, build up a little pressure, and then bam, that thing's going out at the speed of light. One of the big cons with Birdo, though, is that she can only shoot direct, okay? It's just a speed bullet straight to the wide receiver. I mean, she can't lob it. She can't do a little bit of, Patrick Mahomes type things. There's no variability, okay? So she's very predictable on her throws. So I think with that, I think we have to go DK. I think he's the perfectly well-rounded option for quarterback. All right, now let's get to the running backs. Okay, so if we're going with the fullback, whose primary job is to block, he can receive some passes and run the ball if need be, I'm going to have to go with Boom Boom. Those big, powerful meat mittens are going to be so useful in this position. We know he has plenty of reach with those arms that we've seen in Super Mario 3D World, okay? So with that strength and that reach, he's easily protecting his quarterback from defenders. So he's just quick enough and very powerful that if he needs to run the ball, he can just plow through the lineman, okay? He can do a little bit of a spin move, you know what I'm saying? Like he did in 3D World, and then bam, that's it. All right, so now we got the halfback, all right? And he's going to be doing most of the running. All right, so for the fullback, we had big and powerful. Now for the halfback, we're going to go a little bit smaller build and very shifty, all right? Quick and shifty, all right? We don't want the defenders to touch these guys. Two characters came to mind when I thought of this position, all right? And the first one being Nabbit. We know from every game that Nabbit's in, he's just quick and slippery, all right? He's a thief in the night. He's going to be able to ding, 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 straight through the defense and just book it down line, okay? Very good, all right? The only problem with Nabbit is he's not very confrontational, okay? He's not aggressive, all right? He steals things and he runs, okay? So if he needs to, just power through somebody, I don't think he has it in him. Now, the second option that came to mind was Goo Luigi from Luigi's Mansion. Now, I will use Luigi later on, but Goo Luigi is a completely separate character, as you can see in the game. I mean, he can morph, he can move his body unlike any other human or animal we've ever seen. In my mind, he takes this ball and he just squeezes through the cracks of the defenders, okay? Every time they try to grab him, he just goes straight through their arms, okay? It's perfect, all right? The only thing is he's got to make sure he doesn't lose that ball when he's just going through enemies. But I think he's a much better fit than Nabbit. All right, so now we have the wide receivers, all right? We're putting 4 wide receivers on the field. I mean, our first wide receiver, it's a given, okay? He's a star wide receiver, Mario. I mean, he's got the speed, he's got the hops, he's got everything you need in a wide receiver. He's going to be able to run his routes quickly and efficiently, okay? And he's going to jump up high for that ball, okay? He might even jump on the defenders, okay? The referee is a Koopa. Don't worry, he's cross-eyed. He can't call a flag. All right, the second wide receiver we have is his brother, Luigi. And the reason I go with Luigi is because of his insane vertical leap. Well, all he has to do is jump, kick his feet a couple times, and he's flying. He's gone. He's in the sky. He's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Luigi. Now, the problem with Luigi is that he has some butter feet, okay? You can see some of the games that Luigi's in when he doubles back and turns around. He slides, all right? It takes a bit of traction for him to get going. So Luigi's gonna have to run routes where it's just like slant, okay? No cutting back, no fancy foot movement because he's slipping and the quarterback's missing his mark by a mile. All right, now our third wide receiver is Yoshi. Like, come on, you see where I'm going with this, right? He jumps up in the air, he starts falling, the defender doesn't know what he's doing, and then bam, he starts to flutter jump up higher, all right? He catches the ball, the defender's confused, the defender's running the other direction, he doesn't know what to do. I mean, we've seen in countless Mario games what that mouth do. I mean, you can have Helen Keller as your quarterback, and she can throw that bitch 3 miles east, and Yoshi's tongue is still long enough to grab it, all right? And he's just sucking it in. I mean, I haven't seen any NFL players carry the ball with their mouth, and I don't know if there's any rule against that, but that ball is going nowhere, okay? He is never fumbling. Now, the fourth wide receiver is going to be Lakitu. And I know what you're thinking. Lakitu is cheating. He can just fly as high as he wants, and the quarterback can just throw it up, and it's an immediate touchdown. Okay, but we're gonna have to restrict him. We're gonna have a separate referee that just watches his height. Okay, just perfect enough for the defender to jump up and catch if they can. Even with that, Lakitu is going to be in the air at all times, okay, effortlessly. Okay, so the defender has to be really on their A game to jump at the perfect moment to intercept that ball. All right, and if the quarterback underthrows it, it's a bit short, a bit lower than he expected, all right, he's got that fishing pole, all right, and we know how good he is with that pole. If he can catch a 300-pound gorilla falling down off a rainbow road, he can catch a football. And if the defender intercepts the ball, all he's got to do is hook that guy and just reel him in, all right? And then bam, right there. If we're feeling a little saucy, all right, we want to bring in a little bit of bigger guns to receive those balls or block defenders, protect the quarterback a bit. We're going to go with Waluigi as the tight end. All right, I know Waluigi's a bit lanky, all right? He's a little bit on the thinner side, okay? But do not underestimate Waluigi, okay? He's been underestimated before in other games, and let me just tell you, he is a beast. He's got the reach to scoop all the defensive linemen right into one big hug. Now, if the quarterback doesn't need protecting and he wants to make a play, 3 strides, okay, and he's already halfway down the field, okay? He's that lanky. He's so tall that no defender has a chance, okay? He's just reaching up, one hand, just little bro in the defender, and he's good. He's in the end zone. All right, so now we have the offensive line. For the center, who not best to lead a group of bad mofos than Bowser himself? All right, he's got the power, the anger, just to destroy and push back any defender who dares to cross him. I mean, have you ever come across lazy Bowser? Have you ever come across a Bowser who hasn't put 110 effort into everything he does? All right, his natural ability to lead, even though he is technically a villain, okay, he's going to be able to command his other linemen to just block anything that comes their way. The only downside is that his hatred for Mario might distract him from the game. So I think we have Princess Peach on the big screen, okay? Just cheering for Bowser, cheerleading, okay? And that's going to motivate him. It's going to fire him up to do his job perfectly. All right, so the 2 guards on the opposite side of Bowser are going to have to be a bit quicker, but still strong to push defenders out of the way and create those gaps for the running back. So the first guard is going to be Wario, okay? We know he has some power, all right? We know he has a little bit of cushion for his pushing, all right? So if he needs to belly bump check somebody out of the way, just power them off to the side, okay, he can do that. He's a bit slow still, but we at least know he has the ability to run, all right? In those WarioWare games, we see him just running towards the screen, asking for our help. The downside with Wario is that he's mischievous, all right? He doesn't have a goal, really, all right? I don't think he cares about winning or losing. He just wants to cause mayhem. So we're going to have Bowser keep him in check, all right? Now, the second guard I chose is Chunky Kong, all right? Which might be a bit controversial. I mean, he's massive, he's strong, all right? He can power through anything he wants, okay? But will he? Chunky Kong is a bit of a scaredy cat, all right? But if his life is on the line, he will just destroy anything in his path. All right, so it's a bit of an elaborate plan, but I think we have a sniper at the top of the stadium with a red dot aimed right at Chunky's head. We tell him if he doesn't perform well, he's dead. Then he shows no mercy. All right, so the 2 tackles on the ends are very important. They need to be quick, strong, and aware of anyone trying to sneak around the sides to get to the quarterback. So I think we're going to go with the 2 Koopa kids, Roy and Morton. I mean, they just have the perfect build for this position, all right? They're not humongous, okay, but they're the perfect size to be quick, strong, and versatile, okay? And they're some dirty dogs, okay? They're cheap. They're going to pull out every play in the book and out of the book to stop those guys from rushing. All right, so now we have the kicker, all right? And I picked a weird one, but you're going to understand, okay? He's going to be kicking extra points, field goals, all right? He needs to be the perfect candidate. So I picked Goomba. No, I know what you're thinking. The Goomba, really? The little minion grunt poop turd thing? All right, from the day he's born to the day he dies from Mario's big, gigantic feet, okay, he has no arms. That means everything he does has to be done with his feet, okay? He is a god with that. I put my money on it. He is literally the tip of my Johnson with 2 stubby feet. Not only can he probably just boot a ball into the next dimension, he can probably do everything with his feet, all right? Brush his teeth, open a refrigerator door, smack a bitch. All right, so for the kick returner, all right, we need someone quick, okay? Speedy, shifty, all right? And that's going to be Koopa the Quick, okay? All right, you might be saying to yourself, oh, we beat Koopa the Quick every time in Mario 64. We always got the star. We always got there first. No, okay? Mario cheated, all right? Koopa the Quick did that thing fair and square. I want to see Mario beat Koopa the Quick side by side with no shortcuts, okay? No gimmicks, no cheap tricks, all right? Koopa the Quick is beating him every time. He's going to catch that ball, and he's off to the races, all right? You can see the dust just kicking up behind him. He's going through every bam, 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 all right? He's getting in that end zone if he needs to, all right? And I guess he's a Koopa, all right? So if he needs to just tuck into his shell, protect himself a bit, he can do that too. All right, so for the defense, okay, I'd have to do a little bit of digging, all right, because I exhausted a lot of my options already on offense. All right, so for the defensive line, we have the 2 defensive tackles. And the first one is King Bomb Om. So his job is to get in there, stop the run, or tackle the quarterback. It might be a little dirty, but he's picking up that offensive line, and he's chucking it like a newborn baby out of a car window. Then when the offensive line is 50 yards out, picking their panties off the field, the other linemen are going straight through those gaps and destroying that quarterback. Another hard hitter for the defensive tackles is King K. Rool. Him being Donkey Kong's arch nemesis, he is going to be cheap. He's going to be dirty. He's going to play by no rules. If he can't get past the O-line, he's whipping out the hand cannon and blasting them the next Tuesday. Not to mention how huge this guy is. I mean, I need to know how big it is. All right, so the defensive ends need to be quick and powerful as well. They need to plow through those outside linemen, stop the quarterback from running, and get a sack. All right, and the first one I got is Funky Kong. I mean, he's the coolest character in the Mario Kingdom. Why not have him destroy the quarterback on every play he can? He's got a couple options to his disposal. We've seen in Donkey Kong 64 the arsenal he holds. If there's anyone that's going to power through those linemen, it's going to be Funky Kong. They might end up deceased, but I mean, it's worth it. Or he could use his coolness and raw sex appeal to seduce the linemen, and while they're fantasizing about the funky monkey, he whizzes by them and destroys the quarterback with a big ol' hug. The second defensive end I got is Chargin' Chuck, all right? I mean, I had to put him somewhere on the field, okay? He's the only football player in the Mario Kingdom. I was going to put him at running back, but he just sticks his head down and runs in a straight line, all right? So he's pretty freaking predictable. I mean, if we put him on the end of the line, jump on his head a couple times, get him riled up, he's going to go straight through anybody, okay? It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Godzilla. He's going straight through him. The only problem is that we got to super glue that helmet to his head or something, all right? Because once it comes off and they step on his head one more time, he's done for, all right? It's GG. He's on the sidelines. All right, so I had to do a little bit of digging to find 2 cornerbacks. They need to do whatever it takes to stop that ball from going into the wide receiver's hands. So the first cornerback I got is Monty Mole. He's going to be able to burrow into the ground and cover the receiver unnoticed. And when the ball's in the air and the receiver's about to make a catch, all right, he pops up from below, grabs the ball, and burrows back underneath, runs to the end zone for a pick 6. Now, I know moles are famously known for their bad eyesight, but these little shits in Mario know exactly where you are at all times, all right? I mean, you could be running from this direction, he could be running from this direction, and the second you guys meet up in the middle, bam, he's got wall hacks, he knows exactly where you're at, he's jumping out, and he's scaring you, boo. Now, the other cornerback has to be Lanky Kong. He has incredible reach with those arms. He doesn't even need to put any effort into grabbing that ball out of the air. And if he's falling behind the receiver and he needs to pick up the pace a little bit, he's getting on both hands and he's running. His fingers are hitting the turf and he'll catch it with his feet if he needs to. And for the strong safety, I have Sumo Bro. So the free safety is going to have to act like a linebacker a lot of the times, all right? So he's got to be quick, which Sumo Bro is not. But what he lacks for speed, he adds with ability. If there's a receiver 10 or 20 feet away and he's about to catch the ball, Sumo Bro's gonna stomp his foot down, shock the ground, the receiver's gonna tumble over, miss the ball, and everyone in the stadium is gonna be cheering him on. Wow, Sumo Bro, we recognize you. We should have recognized you so long ago. You're the greatest character in the Mario Kingdom. All right, so the free safety is gonna be lined up deep. They are the last thing stopping the offense from going into the end zone. So I put Bruiser as the free safety. If Bruiser sees anyone headed towards his end zone, he's going to put his head down and start throwing haymakers left and right. They're going to have to forfeit the game because they have no more conscious players left. All right, so for the first linebacker, I'm going to pick Bullet Bill. He has one ability, all right, and that's to chase. If he sees a running back slip through the gaps, okay, he's going to meet him face to face, track his movements, and then kablamo. The only problem with Bullet Bill is that if you get in front of him, he's just going to be slowly following you from behind, okay? Second linebacker I got is Chain Chomp. He's a bit of a wild card, a little bit unpredictable, but if you can learn to control him, master the power that he has, he can take down anyone. Everyone on the field is going to be terrified of those razor-sharp jaws and just dog-like nature. I don't even think the quarterback is going to try to throw a pass to a receiver that is guarded by this Chain Chomp because there's no point, all right? He's putting his receiver's life on the line. The Chain Chomp is literally going to rip his head off. Now for the third and final linebacker, we have King Boo. Now I know what you may be thinking, why a ghost? Isn't the offense just going to go right through him? No. We've seen in Mario 64 and other games that the ghosts can go transparent whenever they want. And they can come back into physical form and interact with other objects and people. So imagine, you have a ghost on your team, he's invisible, he's guarding whoever he wants and they don't even know it. Then when a pass is thrown or someone needs to be tackled, he's right in front of you to make that play. And there you have it, our perfect Mario American football team. I honestly think I did pretty good, but I have a feeling most of you could probably think of better options than I could. Let me know what characters you would put in what positions down in the comments. And I'm sorry if my football terminology is terrible. Okay, I'm a football fan, but I'm not like crazy. I don't know all the plays and positions and stuff like that, so I had to do a bit of research, so I apologize. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.